Hey guys, Rory here from Rakombu, and we are at Mobile World Congress 2015, where there's all manner of awesome handsets being released, not least the Samsung Galaxy S6 and the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, two new premium flagship phones from the mighty Samsung. Now, both of these phones are very similar, yet very different. Let's talk about the design. That's probably where the biggest differences lie. In terms of the Samsung Galaxy S6, well, that has a more traditional design. A rectangle that makes calls, basically. It's got rounded edges with a metal finish and glass on the front and back. It looks stunning, although it's not a real departure from anything we've seen in the past. The S6 Edge is very different, and the clue is in the name. The screen extends to the left and to the right. It basically wraps around the edges of the device, and that's neat for a couple of reasons. The edges can show the same content as on the center of the screen, i.e. if you're watching a movie, then parts of that film will be wrapped around the edges, which kind of looks funky. But you can also assign one of the edges to be the quote-unquote active edge, which can then be used as the ticker tape style news, social, or notifications feed, or for a few other dozen reasons such as assigning shortcuts. It doesn't look too different to the Note Edge as far as we can see, but we're still experimenting with the handset, so check back for our full review to find out a little bit more about how that curved screen really works. In terms of screen quality, well, both of these handsets are pretty amazing, particularly the S6 Edge. Just looking at it is quite breathtaking, actually. It packs in a massive 577 pixels per inch, so it almost looks like the display's been painted on. It's quite fantastic. Both of these devices feature 5.1-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED screens that pack in a massive 577 pixels per inch. Both the S6 and the S6 Edge feature Samsung's own Exynos processor, which is brand new. It uses a 14nm fabrication process, and in a nutshell, that means it manages to pack in more performance than ever before. Samsung reckons it's 20% faster and 35% more efficient than previous generation processors. We couldn't test it properly with any demanding games or applications, but from what we could see, it could handle Android Lollipop and Samsung's TouchWiz interface effortlessly. I didn't see any jitters or pauses, even when deliberately skimming around through desktops and menus at high speed with lots of apps open. Samsung claims better battery life for the S6 and S6 Edge, which in part is down to that new processor. You get 12 hours talk time, 11 hours of LTE 4G web browsing, 13 hours of video playback, and 49 hours of music playback, which is quite sensational, really. Impressively, you can also charge the phone from flat for 10 minutes and it will give you 4 hours of use. Plus, it will charge from 0 to 100 in half the time of the iPhone 6, according to Samsung. Plus, it's got wireless charging built in. You don't need to bolt on a separate case to enjoy that functionality. And it will work with pretty much every wireless charging standard on the market. One of the most exciting parts of the new S6 and S6 Edge for us is the new f1.9 camera technology with real-time HDR for low-light shots. The user-facing camera has a 5-megapixel snapper, which looks very, very good indeed. Selfies on this thing just come out amazingly well from what we could see, particularly in dim conditions, if the demo is anything to go by. The rear camera, well, that's a 16-megapixel unit, and again, the photos that Samsung showed us looked very, very impressive. The party piece for both these handsets is the fact you can double-click the home button and the camera will launch in around 0.7 seconds, no matter what you're doing. It's a cool feature, and it helps ensure that you never ever miss a photo. The Samsung Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge should hit the UK on April 10th, although exact pricing isn't known yet. So far, we're very impressed, and we're looking forward to playing with what should be Samsung's best flagship handsets since the Galaxy S2. Although whether that curved screen on the Edge is just a gimmick, we'll have to wait and see. Whatever the case, it certainly looks different and should make a great change. Check back on rakombu.com/mobile for more on these handsets and others from MWC 2015. And if you like our video, hit subscribe, share, and leave a comment down below if you have any questions.